I would love to fight Crawford, or even spar. I would love to spar Crawford.
No retirement. No retirement. Oh my God. But look, man, look, that's the thing. You know,
taking those losses kind of felt like I took the losses too. So now, you know, I try to prepare as much as I can, bro, because I don't want to put my family through that, especially my kids. And you know what I mean? It's hard, bro. My brother lost to Terence Crawford, bro.
I still got it at 50-50. Benavidez good, but Canelo is, you know what I mean, great. We just got to see the fight, man.
Terence Crawford, does he have an opportunity to beat Canelo?
I think if anybody has a chance to beat Canelo, I think it's Terence Crawford. His IQ is on another level. He's a great fighter and he's strong. It's just that it's a lot of weight. I wouldn't be surprised if Terence Crawford wins. Wouldn't be surprised if he loses either. Terence Crawford, when he went up against the best opposition, like Errol Spence, he showed what level he's on, what type of dog he is. I don't know. You really have to let these fights play out to see what happens. He might get hurt. That might activate him to come back strong.
Could you still make 68?
I don't want to make 68.
No, I know you don't. Terence wins 68.
Yeah, well, if that's, yeah.
It says, but he's too, you know, that weight class is too high for him. So, you know, where he's at now is great.
But yeah, Crawford will fight you if he beats Canelo.
Nah, I wouldn't fight Crawford. I'm at one.
Crawford. No. No, I ain't doing that fight. Maybe planning on vacating the belts. No, we ain't gonna vacate the belt
with him either. You know, I had disliked a lot of things that he was saying. You know, and how he was.
You know, if you have a fighter talking so much trash in front of you, why don't you make an example of him to the world? Beat me in the ring and make a whole lot.
In the history of the sport, I didn't see nobody that can compete with Terence Crawford. And
he got miles on him, and he ain't got that.
You know, I mean, these guys, I don't think know what they do anything. It's mostly talk.
Like a super middleweight champion of all time, David Benavidez.
This dude is dude can punch.
Where the hell is
Benavidez joined Terence Crawford in camp, where they trained together and discussed different strategies for defeating Canelo Alvarez. Crawford believes Dimitri Bivol and Floyd Mayweather provide useful examples because their styles are familiar to him. Benavidez is less mobile, so he sees a different path to beating Canelo. Reporters also asked both fighters for more interviews.
I mean, I would love to fight Crawford, or even spar. I would love to spar Crawford.
Yeah.
The thing about that fight that was so funny, bro, they hated each other. Right. My brother and Crawford, they hated. So Crawford is a street dude. My brother's a street dude too.
Crawford looks like it's going to come to fruition in September. What are your thoughts on that bout?
I have nothing to say. It's a good fight. And it's a good fight. I wish both of them the best. All right, go ahead.
How would you approach a fight with Terence Crawford if it was you against Crawford?
To be honest with you, if I fought Terence Crawford, I would definitely use my size, my reach, my weight to my advantage. Crawford is a very smart fighter. But I guess thankfully I'm not fighting him.
Prove about the end of sparring. You guys were largely
I told you it don't make no difference. Didn't I say it? You know, I said that don't mean shit. I don't give a damn about that. I said that, didn't I? That was one of those interviews. I said that. Don't mean shit. Because he's no Bud Crawford. I'm not taking nothing from innocence, you know, Boozy, them over there, them my guys. Shit, but bringing in that, which is good for Canelo, but it didn't do no good.
I'm so proud of you. You used all my tricks to beat Canelo, just like I showed you. You went in there and you got it done. Unbelievable, bro. All jokes aside, dope shit, man. Congratulations, Terence.
Crawford says he will enter the fight with multiple strategies rather than relying on one plan. He believes adding some of Benavidez's ideas could give him more options against Canelo because the champion requires different tools to solve his style. Benavidez has also spent years pursuing a fight with Canelo and months studying every possible version of him. He shared his thoughts after preparing for the matchup.
To be honest with you, man, let Terence Crawford live. That's his weight class.
Okay.
I lost interest in 168 a long time ago. You know, I mean, I know that we could get offered a lot of money to go down to 168, but I'm more comfortable at 175. I'm chasing better beef. I'm chasing Bivol. You know, I'm chasing these other bigger. I'm chasing Surdo Ramirez at cruiserweight. You know,
throwing his hat in to want to fight Canelo at 168.
I mean, everybody wants to fight Canelo. It's the money fight. You know what I mean? I think even Inoue would come up to fight Canelo. Canelo wanted to fight him. I mean, I don't want to see Crawford to fight Canelo be on it.
I think the money is going to keep getting him out there. That fight is pointless. The fight is pointless because nobody ever talked about that fight until now. And then I don't feel like Bud needs a Benavidez. And then that would mean Benavidez would have to go into a different body and bring himself back down to 68 when he's already getting settled in it.
After this fight, how long do you want to be in the sport? How long do you want to be actively fighting?
I don't know. You know,
it's not something you think about. You're just going fight
I always take one fight at a time. You know, one fight at a time. I feel great. I'm healthy, and like I said, I'm looking forward to having some.
Crawford earned a decision win over Israel Madrimov and captured the WBO interim super welterweight title. He enters the matchup unbeaten at 41-0, while Canelo remains one of the top fighters of his generation. Canelo last defeated Edgar Berlanga at super middleweight and owns a 62-2 professional record. Benavidez praised Crawford's technique, but questioned whether his power will carry effectively into the higher weight class.
I'm not saying it wouldn't be a great fight. It would be a great fight, but I feel like if I deserve my opportunity. And and after this fight, what else are you going to say?
Some tough tasks in front of him that he want to conquer before even talking like that. I don't even think he want to talk like that because there's really no point. He wanted the Canelo fight because Canelo was the man at 68. He was at 68. I don't think he cared about fighting Bud, and I don't think Bud cared about fighting Benavidez. That's just Turkey trying to pull rank. So Turkey trying to
fighters getting the easiest fights just because they're getting the biggest paychecks. Like it don't. At the end of the day, it's not even about money. It's about giving the fans of boxing the fights that they deserve. They're paying the money at the end of the day. So fuck, let's go to war. Let's do what these people want to see us do, and let's go to war and may the best man win. I wasn't going to go.
Crawford moved up to 154 pounds, and while he handled the change, Benavidez felt his power did not look quite the same as it did at 147. He also noted that Crawford would need to move up several divisions. Benavidez respects Crawford's unique skills, but believes weight differences matter and gives Canelo the advantage. Benavidez has spent most of his career at 147 pounds and would need a major weight jump to face Canelo at super middleweight.
Turkey just posted that this morning, wondering if Benavidez can make 168. Maybe he has plans or ideas of maybe trying to match up Benavidez and Terence Crawford. No, man. No, we ain't done that fight. Maybe planning on vacating the belts.
No, we ain't gonna vacate the belts. You know, we just gonna sit where we need to sit for a minute, and then, just like I said, get back in the gym and do.
This is a tough fight. You know, the top WBC, the top people ranked at the WBC are fighting each other. So it should be an easy call. If I can't get those fights, then I'll go up to fight Bivol, or I'll go try to, I set my conquest on one.
Top 4 greatest fighters of all time. Do you understand how improbable this is? I thought Bud had no chance. I lost 20 grand. Not only is Terence Crawford on my Mount Rushmore, like I've said, if he were to win, because the probability of him winning against all the odds, I couldn't see it. I couldn't see how.
I can see something for him. He's got to win one of those 2 fights. Don't you think?
Yeah, I think in order to that, he is one of the greatest. I think that we would have to beat one of those guys. And the only person that he hasn't fought is Benavidez. And I don't know, Bud said that he wouldn't fight him, but I don't think that's true. I think that if that fight happens, I think Bud would also entertain that, and if he does entertain it, it seemed like the way that he beat Canelo.
Benavidez moved to light heavyweight after he and Canelo could not agree on a fight. Speaking on the Ariel Helwani show, he discussed Canelo versus Crawford and appeared to give Crawford the better chance. Benavidez called it an important fight for Crawford and said he believes Bud could beat Canelo. He rated Crawford's chances at around 7 out of 10 and praised his ability while noting that the matchup has been expected for a long time.
Canelo was 100% confident in himself. I don't know why he wouldn't fight me. especially since, seeing that everybody in his team is on steroids, which means including him, he never got off
You think he's on steroids?
Of course.
For sure.
How does
You saw De La Hoya
how do five people out of your camp get tested positive for steroids?
Right.
You know what I mean? All those fucking dudes in that camp.
We want to get your opinion. Canelo and Crawford looks like it's going to come to fruition in September. What are your thoughts on that
I
bout?
have nothing to say. It's a good fight. And it's a good fight. I wish both of them the best.
All right, next question over here.
Do you use that for motivation at all? That Canelo's like,
I definitely do use that as motivation because if I was such an easy fighter and target, he would have came and beat me already. Just for him not fighting me lets me know how dangerous I am.
How would you approach a fight?
That guy, he can face anybody in history and be a problem. Him right there. Not only that, I think this cements the fact that everybody avoided him. This right here answers everything. Not only is Terence Bud Crawford on my Mount Rushmore, but everybody avoided him. And that sheds more light on how he beat Errol.
My fans here that support me, I want to thank. This is bigger than the norm, because I want to thank my urban community. I want to thank my Latin community. I want to thank my white community, and I want to thank my Asian community, my African community. I want to thank everybody because today you see us all as one. And a lot of people always say, how you get the Mexicans to side with you? I said, hey, my people too. I said, so it don't matter if I'm fighting Canelo.
This could be the toughest test of Crawford's career and another chance for him to make history. He has already become undisputed at super lightweight and welterweight, but beating Canelo would likely become his biggest career achievement. Benavidez's 7 out of 10 rating shows he believes Crawford has a real chance, but is not clearly favored. His comments also underline how important this fight is for Crawford.
How would you approach a fight with Terence Crawford if it was you against Crawford?
To be honest with you, if I fought Terence Crawford, I would definitely use my size, my reach, my weight to my advantage. Crawford is a very smart fighter, but I guess thankfully I'm not fighting him.
You and I are in I wouldn't say similar predicament.
He dreamt this fight. He willed it to happen. A lot of people, not me, but a lot of people laughed at him and said, forget about it. No chance against a bigger guy like that. Canelo, because everybody who has ever read me, followed me, listened to me knows I love Canelo. I think he's one of the greats of all time. I think you can make a really good argument that he's the greatest Mexican of all time, even more than Chavez. That said, he is in decline. He's been in decline for the last few years. He hasn't been what we've seen him at his best since he beat Caleb Plant. That Caleb Plant, Billy Joe Sanders time frame. And, even though he's winning fights, the knockouts haven't happened. He's gotten tired in the later part of the fights. And it's just common. It's the oldest saying in boxing.
No, he's not beaten Crawford. Okay. I think he can can he improve? Maybe.
Okay, so wait. If he's not beating Crawford, which is fair, right? I agree. Based on what we saw, I do think he can make improvements, but who knows? Is there someone else better out there than that you'd rather see Crawford fight than Canelo?
Well, Turkey did ask, could Bivol get down to 168?
Turkey said, can Benavidez?
I thought he said Bivol.
No, I said Bivol.
Oh.
Turkey said Benavidez.
Well, certainly not. Certainly not Benavidez. I don't think he's beaten Benavidez. I think that's a bridge way too far. I think a lot of things too far. But could you just imagine if Bivol cut the skill we'd see in that fight?
Yeah.
The rounds between Canelo and Crawford went by like that. They'd be the same against.
Benavidez sees the matchup as a high-level contest, where both fighters bring strong skills and success will depend heavily on strategy and execution. His father, Jose Benavidez Sr., offered a different view during an interview on Sean Zittle's YouTube channel. He said he does not believe Crawford can defeat Canelo because he sees Crawford as the smaller fighter. Jose also called the event a circus and said he is not very interested in the fight, while admitting anything can happen once the fighters enter the ring.
I'm watching it. Because step out.
I'm opening the door.
You can take
I'm
mine
opening the
off
door.
of me right here on my right. I'm keeping my fucking hands up.
I'm not reaching for no gun, bro.
Step out. Can I move my phone?
168.
I mean, everybody wants to fight Canelo. It's a money fight. You know what I mean? I think even Inoue would come up to fight Canelo. Canelo wanted to fight him. I mean, I don't want to see Crawford to fight Canelo, to be honest with you. But it would be. I'm not saying it wouldn't be a great fight. It'd be a great fight. But I feel like if I deserve my opportunity, and I'm gonna
pound for pound back in 2017. I always acknowledged him as the best counterpuncher in the game, one of the great counterpunchers. But I didn't see him as Sugar Ray Leonard, Floyd Mayweather, Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Robinson. I didn't see him as that. I saw him as the tier of greats right below that. Oscar, Sane, Mike McCallum, guys like that. And it turns out, no. He's
hasn't fought David Benavidez yet, and a lot of people looked at him having to move from the super middleweight to the light heavyweight division to get some of the matches that he wants. But if you were at 168, when we think about anybody at 168 outside of Canelo, the first name that comes to anybody's mind is David Benavidez. What about the potential for a fight like that?
Oh, like I said, man, that's a big dude. You know what I mean? At 168. When you look.
But not now. That 175, yeah.
He probably can't even make 168 though. When you look at these fights, especially coming up, you gotta be realistic. You gotta, say, all right, how big is this dude really is? Because David Benavidez, he can fight his ass off. And I told him that a long time. I told him that when, before I fought his brother. I said, man, dude, you can fight, dude. You're going to do big things. But the dude going to come in at like 200, 210. I get why Canelo, was like, I don't need to fight this dude because, one, he can take a punch. He's going to come in there and just lay on you and bulldoze you,
Right.
Canelo just don't want that, work. But me personally, I believe in my skills and my abilities.
Jose Benavidez Sr. shifted the discussion toward Canelo's negotiations with his son David Benavidez. He argued that Canelo's reported $200 million demand shows he does not want to face David. Jose also claimed Canelo would avoid the fight even at 168 or 175 pounds because he knows how difficult the matchup would be.
Agree. Because Floyd Mayweather toyed with Canelo. Like, he literally toyed with him. He didn't get hit at all. Not one time.
The only thing that my only comment would be I would be embarrassed to ask for that fight for David Benavidez. So I just think that David Benavidez is too big. I think Canelo is too big. I'm not interested. I don't think it's a fair fight. I don't think it's a kind of equal fight. Canelo's just too big for Tess.
On Crawford, I know Crawford felt it, but he had good punch resistance. He came up in weight beautifully. And then as time went on, his jab and his length, it's around that third and fourth round, really started to give Canelo fits. And then, number one, his bread and butter, his gift. Yes, he's got great tactics, great distance control, efficient footwork. He doesn't, and he took the air out of the ball when he wanted.
Benavidez is also the one guy that nobody's willing to fight. And if nobody's willing to fight him, that makes his value go up. And so the thing is that if you get the right guy that is willing to pay for that, and I don't see him saying that, okay, well, we can't afford to fight this guy. Mm-hmm. So, that fight can happen if it's a fight that I think Bud won't entertain.
And what if you're Canelo? I think the only thing you could possibly want is that rematch.
Floyd said, I think he should fight. Terence Crawford wouldn't be great. He should fight David Benavidez. Remember Floyd saying that? Why do you think Crawford didn't pay that no mind?
What?
Right. You know why? He like, listen, man. Nah, I'm gonna be strategic
about this. And it is business-wise, it's smart. Terence Crawford is on the Mount Rushmore of boxing, but we got weight classes for a reason. He caught Canelo at the right time, like Canelo done, guys. And I'm not saying that his win is not valid. It's very valid, and that's what he was supposed to do. And he outboxed Canelo, and I can't take nothing away from his win. But was that the same Canelo that Floyd fought? Was that the same Canelo that Amir Khan fought? You know, so Terence Crawford gonna be strategic at this weight. He ain't just gonna come here and I bet you he don't fight at this weight again. I bet you he don't fight nobody.